In this session, I will share my 5 steps to transform your anger into power and a bonus hack to effectively get things done from people who only understand the language of anger. This session will help you to control your mind better. You must have heard of anger management, but why manage when you can transform it into power? Power to propel yourself toward wealth, well-being, and an abundant life. Let's begin. Do you get angry and say things that you regret later? You know you have anger issues and maybe you expressed your anger openly, or you boil like a volcano inside, waiting to burst open. Were there times when you decided you would not lose your temper? You said something like, "I'm not going to get angry." And after 5 minutes, you got angry for some reason, like the signal turning red. Why? Because you see, it is not enough to decide that you will not do something rooted deep inside your subconscious mind. You have to condition that decision inside your subconscious mind. Anger is usually a deeply rooted reaction. Deciding or saying that I will use my willpower to become a calm and poised person is not enough. It's important to know that the brain has 2 parts, the conscious and the unconscious, or the subconscious. When we want to make a significant change in our lives, it's crucial to understand that this change needs to happen at the subconscious level. Willpower, on the other hand, is mostly a function of the conscious brain. Consciously, you have decided not to lose your temper and remain calm in pressure situations. But anger resides in your subconscious mind. It's programmed deep inside you. You have gotten angry many times. It's a rehearsed habit. Anger is elicited from the subconscious when there is a trigger in the environment. It happens so fast that willpower cannot intervene. So you fail to keep your promises of being a calm or poised person in unwanted or pressure situations. What happens when you fail repeatedly? There will be a time when you give up on managing your anger. You may say something like, "I tried a lot of times to control my anger, but I could not." And then you also form an erroneous conclusion about yourself, saying, "I'm an angry person. Why should I even try? I tried changing, didn't I? I tried like 100 times. Did it happen? No." Anger runs in a family. Deep inside, you realize the importance of not being angry, yet you get angry. You need to understand that trying to use only willpower to change will not help you change. In this session, I will share my 5 steps to transform your anger into power and a bonus hack to effectively get things done from people who only understand the language of anger. This session will help you to control your mind better. You must have heard of anger management, but why manage when you can transform it into power? Power to propel yourself toward wealth, well-being, and an abundant life. Let's begin. You may or may not know that inappropriate anger issues damage relationships, cloud your decision-making ability, harm your reputation, compromise your reliability, and debilitate your judgment. Anger issues destroy effective communication and increase stress. They must be dealt with if you want to become wealthy and achieve well-being. You may argue that you know certain angry people who continue to grow their wealth despite their anger issues. Yes, that may be true. But what if I tell you they could have made more money if not for their anger issues? Moreover, you and I must understand that wealth is not just about money, but about being rich in other areas of life. It is about growing consistently in aspects that matter to you. And this cannot happen if you keep punishing yourself and others with your anger. Understand this. If you want wealth, you must build solid personal and professional relationships. People around you matter unless you're a sociopath. These relationships are built on foundations of trust, empathy, respect, and effective communication. Anger can destroy this foundation's fabric. What is anger? Before we delve into this, we must realize that to change something, we must understand its structure. We must learn how it functions. Now, let's understand the simple structure of anger. We all set up specific rules for ourselves. And whenever these get violated, we get angry. We say to ourselves, if this rule gets violated, then I will get angry. Let me give you an example. Let's say you value self respect and you have a rule that if someone younger than you sits with their legs spread, you will feel disrespected and angry. Or if my friend or someone raises his voice when talking to me, I will feel disrespected and angry. Because you feel that your deeply held value of self respect is being violated, you respond with anger. Let's look at some more examples. When you value personal space, you may have a rule that says if someone consistently disregards my personal space without permission, then I get angry. When you value your personal belongings, you may have a rule that says if someone goes through my personal belongings without my consent, I feel angry. When you value promises, you may have a rule that says if someone breaks their promises consistently or fail to follow through on commitments, I get angry. Now you get the idea, right? Let me give you some more examples. I feel angry if a person betrays my trust, such as by spreading confidential information. If someone frequently interrupts me or talks over me, it makes me feel angry. If someone consistently uses disrespectful or offensive language toward me, then I will get angry. All these rules sound very fair, and anger in such situations is a conditioned response. But how you express anger in these situations determines your success or failure in life. On the other hand, some if and then rules can often lead to anger, even when a response of anger may not be necessary. See how many examples you can relate to. Number one, if you perceive constructive feedback as a personal attack, then it can trigger anger. Do you get angry if someone offers you a differing opinion? Do you get angry if someone corrects a mistake you made? Do you get angry if someone else receives recognition or praise? Are you angry if asked to admit to your faults and apologize for a mistake? Do you get angry if someone provides constructive criticism on a project because you interpret it as questioning your capabilities? So, what triggers your anger? What is it that happens or that should happen for you to get angry? Do you induce anger in yourself whenever you don't stick to your commitment? You violate your own rules and you get angry with yourself. Or somebody at home violates your rule. Maybe your sister says something, uses certain words in certain ways that elicit anger from inside of you. You may argue that getting angry is very natural in such situations. It may be natural, but how you express anger determines the quality and success of your life. You must understand anger will not take you far. That is a fact. Anybody who's achieved big things in life has mastered their emotions, especially anger, from big investors to industrialists. Look at sports people. They are exceptionally good at handling anger. I was watching a cricket match and a player from a team said something nasty to the player of another team. These words usually elicit anger from an average person, but then these players at the receiving end maintain poise and calm. You may insist that not everybody can do it. Not everybody can control anger or manage anger like that. Yes, maybe. But would you like to transform your anger into power? Even though you believe that remaining calm in pressure situations is not natural for you. It's an essential leadership skill. It brings you joy, a good reputation, and even a lot of money, right? So how do you handle anger? Firstly, you need to understand that willpower will not help you resolve your anger issues. Mind programming is what is needed, right? And there are various ways to it. I'm creating a program on mind programming and how to change yourself. And I'm going to launch this very soon. But as of now, use these 3 techniques that will help you get the result that you want. First, be aware of your anger and take ownership. Say to yourself, yes, I get angry, and then take ownership of your anger. You need to take ownership. Taking ownership is not blaming somebody and saying that he, she, or this thing made me angry. When you say lines like, my children made me angry, my children's exam results made me angry, my boss gets on my nerves, my wife makes me angry, or the red signal turns me red, a power blackout makes me angry. When you say and believe all this, you're operating very immaturely. You should understand that your children, your boss, your wife, or the red signal, all are triggers you have set to elicit anger. At the end of it all, it is a conditioned reaction you have developed over a period of time. Taking ownership of your emotions is acknowledging the fact that other people and situations can be a trigger, but it is you who creates and reacts with anger. When you do that, you put yourself in the driver's seat, and now you are in charge of your emotional bus. So step 1 is being aware of your anger and taking ownership of it. Now let's look at step 2. Reframe your if and then rules. Look at your if and then rules. If this rule is violated, then I get angry. That is the if and then rule. So what are your values that get violated? Your rules that get violated? My rule was that if someone consistently disregards my personal space without permission, then I get angry. I used to communicate with aggression and anger, and that did not do any good. Now I reframe this rule. My rule is, if someone consistently disregards my personal space without permission, I will remain calm before I address the issue. I will find an appropriate time and private setting to discuss the matter. I will not sound accusatory using I statements instead of you. For example, instead of saying, you do not have any right to disregard my personal space consistently, I will say, I feel uncomfortable when my personal space is disregarded. I will set clear boundaries using I statements. I might say something like, I kindly request you to respect my personal space and ask for my permission before getting too close. Thanks for being understanding. Now let's understand the final step. And let me also tell you, there is a bonus hack on how to deal with people who only understand the language of anger. And I'm going to talk about it after this step. Now let's look at the third step to transforming your anger into power. It is what I call identity shift. And identity is one of your core beliefs about yourself. And a shift at this level can undoubtedly transform your anger into power. When you stop looking at yourself as an angry or a short-tempered person, that's a shift. When you stop giving this label to yourself and choose a different identity, that's a shift I'm talking about. Something like, I'm a calm person, I'm an assertive person, or I remain calm in undesired situations. Shifting at this level will go a long way in your goal of creating a life of wealth and well-being. To shift at this level, I suggest you practice some or all of these techniques. Number 1, learn from role models. Observe individuals who exude calm and composure and study their behavior and coping mechanisms. Read books about them. Adopt those approaches that resonate with you, and strive to emulate these admirable qualities. Remember, with determination and practice, you can achieve a calmer and more composed state of mind. Number 2, accepting imperfection. It's important to accept that not everything can be perfect and that situations will be beyond your control. It's perfectly okay not to have all the answers. This acceptance can help you feel calmer. Number 3, Practice mindfulness techniques. It is beneficial to practice mindfulness techniques such as meditation and deep breathing exercises. These practices can help increase awareness of thoughts and emotions, leading to a calm response in various situations. Number four, use affirmations. You can strengthen your calm personality by using positive affirmations. Repeat statements such as, I am calm and composed, or I respond to situations with poise and grace. Remember to keep these sentences brief and clear for easy comprehension. Number five, practice visualization. Envision yourself calmly handling challenging situations. Visualize specific scenarios where you remain composed and handle them effectively. This mental rehearsal can influence your real life behavior. Now, you see, when you practice these techniques, you will be making a shift deep inside your mind, an identity shift. Now comes the bonus hack, what to do when dealing with people who understand only the language of anger. In situations where people understand aggression instead of anything else, I use a strategy that I call the power of pseudo anger. Pseudo anger is not real anger. Here, you pretend to be angry. You are being strategic with your communication. I learned this from my father when he was constructing a building. Some workers were not doing their work properly, and my father got angry at them. At that moment, he showed anger and they increased their productivity. I asked my father why he must lose his temper and take so much stress to finish the work. Then he told me his little secret. He said, who told you I get angry? I pretend to be angry because few people understand this tone better. It was like a strategic approach to anger, where you pretend to be angry to get things done. So you do that as an actor, not as an angry person. And be very careful when you use pseudo anger, because using it on the wrong people can backfire. I'm happy to provide you with this helpful content in the hopes that you will see positive results from applying the ideas we share. If you find that these strategies work for you, I would be delighted to explore further collaboration with me and my team. We can work together to make even deeper, more meaningful transformations. I am confident that we can make a real difference. Stay connected and be sure to take advantage of the free resources provided with this video. Download the worksheet. It will be beneficial. As always, I'm here cheering you on in your journey of creating uncommon reality. I look forward to our next encounter. Go ahead and access the worksheet now, and I'm confident it will make a positive impact. Take charge, and I'll see you soon.